Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Sorry I haven't been uploading in the last couple of weeks. I've just been really busy, but I'm back to uploading now, and I have come with this new video today where we are going to be diving into one of the most critical aspects of Power Platform, and that is security. So, if you're working with Power Apps or Power Automate or Dataverse, ensuring that your data and applications are secure is essential. So today we're going to break down the key security features in Power Platform and Dataverse, and I'll walk you through real-world examples to help you understand how these concepts apply. So this video is going to be divided into multiple series where we tackle different aspects of security in Dataverse. So first, let's understand the foundational elements of security in Power Platform. The Power Platform consists of, Power Apps, Power Automate, and virtual agents and so on. All of this interact with Dataverse, which is the underlying data storage layer. Security across all these tools is built on several key principles such as environment, roles, permissions, and authorizations. So if you look at it, you can think of environment, think of it like a container or a sandbox for your applications, flows, and data. And each environment has its own boundaries and security. And then you have roles. So Dataverse uses role-based security, which means that every user that you have in Dataverse need to have a role-based security, as that means users are assigned to roles, and that defines what they can and cannot do with data. And then you have permissions and authorizations. So permission control what users can see, modify within the environment or specific tables in Dataverse. So you have to actually give them permission to do a certain thing. And then authorization is the process of granting or denying access to a resource based on that user's roles and the permissions that they have. So I'll show you how that looks like, but I think the best way to do it is to give you an example of, let's say that you have just joined a new company. The first thing that they will do is create you as a user in the platform, all right? And the way that you do that is by going to your Microsoft 365 admin. So I'll go here. This is typically done by administrators, so it wouldn't really be done by developers. Just someone that works as an admin will do that. And once you're here, this is a Microsoft 365 admin center where you can manage a lot of things. So you can create and delete users and assign licenses. You can also control your billings here if you want to buy extra licenses or extra services, payments, and everything is here. You can also do more. So if you say show all here, you can see all the admin centers that are available to you. So I can show all the admin centers. You have the Azure admin center, you have Exchange, Microsoft Intra ID admin center, Power Platform, SharePoint, and so on. So you have all the admin centers here where you can kind of manage everything from one centralized center. But for our case, we're just going to create a user. I'll show you how we do that. So basically, we're here and we'll just go to users and we'll go to active users, right? So I have created a couple of users here and I'll show you how to do that. So you just go add a user. What we'll call our name, we'll call it Jane Smith. And display name can be Jane and username can just be Jane. In here, you can create a password automatically, and you can also require the user to change their password once they log in. I'm not really going to do that. I'm just going to put a password that I can remember, and then I'll go next. Now, and in here, you will select your location, and in here is where you will also give the licensing. So what I want to do is I will give Jane a Microsoft Power Apps developing license. And as you can see here, it says 9,996 because we had 10,000 and now we are having 4 users. So each license is going down the more users that we add. I don't need to add Microsoft Power Automate. I guess I can add that as well. And then I will go next. And then here we have roles. So that's important to note. This, when you assign roles from here, this is roles within the Microsoft 365. this is not role for Dataverse. If you're going to assign roles for Dataverse or security role-based security, you will do that from Power Platform, not from Microsoft 365 Admin Center. You can give admin access as well, so you can create a user with no admin center access, as typically you would for employees, or you can create an admin center. Let's say you're hiring an administrator, you can give them this one, and let's say you give them a global admin. This is the highest rank of security clearance, which you can basically do anything with this access here. You can also give, let's just say, Power Platform Admin Center. So if you give someone a Power Platform administration, what that does is once you go to Power Platform, you will automatically have a system administrator security role, which is the highest that you can security that you can have in Power Platform. But we don't need to do that, so I'm just gonna click, because we're not creating that, and I will take this off as well. I will just create a normal user, and I'll go next. And here it will show you the name of the person, the email, the password as well. I created a custom password, and also it will show you the licenses that you have given that person. So Microsoft Power Automate, and then Microsoft for developers as well. And that gives them, as you can see, it gives you like Common Data Service, which is Dataverse, and also Free Flows and Flow for developers, and so on, and also Power Apps. And then I'll just say Finish Adding. Yeah, so you have it all here, and I'll say Close. So when you add a person like that, keep in mind that they have only been added to your default environment. So they have not been added to your environment, they just have been added to your default environment. And I'll show you what that looks like. So if I go here, and I go to my admin center, go to manage roles. So as you can see here, the Raytech default environment, this is where they're added, but they're not added to these two environments. So I'll have to add them to these environments. But you first have to create the user in Microsoft 365 Admin Center and grant them the licenses to be able to have access here. But they will only be having access to the default environment now. What I want to do is, because my application is within Power Platform with multi environment, I want to add Jane to this environment. So what I'll do is I will click on my environment. I will go to settings. There's a couple of other ways you can do this as well, but this is the best way to do it. This is the modern way of doing it. And you will go to users and permissions. And as you can see here, you have application users, business units, hierarchy, security, which we will cover in the upcoming videos. But for now, we'll just go to users. And we'll show you the amount of users that we have. So we got James Bond, John Smith, and myself. These are the ones I have created. And now I will add the user I just created to this environment. So I'll go here, and I'll go Jane. And here's Jane Smith. And I'll add her. Now look what will happen. It will ask you to give security roles. As you can see, there's different security roles, but a user needs to have a security role within Dataverse to be able to do anything. Without security role, they're not able to do anything. Even though you have added them to the environment, they are unable to do anything. If I just cancel it, right? I have canceled it, and as you can see, so she's been added to the environment, but there's no security role, so she's unable to do anything. So if I go here, and I'll go to my accounts. So in the account field here, in the form here, I can change the ownership of this. So I can change it from there, or I could say assign. I could change it to user team, which we will discuss what that means as well. But if I go John Smith, I can assign this one to John Smith, and John Smith is the owner of this record and is also responsible for this record. But if I wanted to assign it to Jane Smith, look what happens. it doesn't allow you because she doesn't have a security role, and therefore she's unable to do anything. And you cannot assign any records to Jane Smith because she doesn't have any security role. So what I will do is I will go here, I'll click on Jane Smith, and I'll say manage security roles. And not John Smith, actually. Jane Smith. And I'll click here, and I'll say manage security roles. And for now, I'll just give her a basic user. Somewhere up in here. Yeah. So, and we will do a lot more with different kind of security roles with our users. But that's done. And if I go here now, if I go to my application, this is my expense management app, and I want to assign this record to Jane Smith, I can change it and say Jane Smith. And that will be fine now because she has a security role and she's able to be an owner of this record. Other thing that I wanted to discuss is, yeah, so basically that's how you create a user in Microsoft 365 Admin Center. And also that's how you assign them security roles to be able to do anything. In the next videos, we will discuss different security roles that you have, also the different type kind of ownership that you have as well, and also how you can create a custom security role. So you have a bunch of Microsoft made security roles here, but that does not always fit into the certain security role that you want. So what you can do is you can create a custom security role, and I will show you how to do that in the next video. I'll see you then. Bye.